you really, really want it, all you gotta do is get up on your dig heels out. You know what we're talking about. You know what it's gonna do. You made it. Shuck it up, quack, quack. We got to get into it. Everything's alleged. Do your own research. We're gonna get lit up in this piece. Let's go. Yeah. Alright, so DJ Akademiks caught a lot of heat for his comments on Armon and Reginae's situation. He was called into the Breakfast Club. T.I. reached out to him and had a comment. Reginae's mom made a comment or whatever to see what was going on. And he pretty much was just saying that Reginae was kind of like downgrading, and she went from a thug guy to like a regular guy. And somebody else said that he called her out of her name. I really didn't hear that part. I don't see why he would have done that, but maybe he was just talking in general. If he did, I couldn't imagine him calling her the B word, but if he was just speaking to women in general, I could see that. Maybe he was like, women or bees do this or that, but I can't see him doing that to Reginae. But they did say that he did call her out of her name, which I didn't really see. But the important information is that when he said that Armon is feminine, more feminine than Reginae, that was also coming that had people going crazy. But he was not actually talking about Armon. He was talking about Armon's brother, Trey. What you see on the screen. That's Trey's baby mama, senior. And they were in the video. But the deal is, Trey, and he got them mixed up. Because what he did was, he went back and looked up their name. He's like, oh, Trey and Armon, that's their name. He's like, oh, that's not even, that's Trey. Something like that. So he was basically implying that he wasn't even talking about Armon. He was talking about Trey, which is the brother. And I kind of want to apologize because I know on one of my previous videos, I said, that Trey, was kind of feminine as well. And I guess maybe DJ Akademiks, heard people saying that or whatever, whether he listened to me or somebody else, and he felt like it was cool to say the word feminine or whatever. The deal is, I didn't mean it in any way because, it is a thing. And just because you are in touch with your feminine side does not mean that, you can't be a man. Doesn't mean that you're not into women. Because he clearly is into women. He has a baby mama that you saw on the screen a few minutes ago. He's a singer. Him and Armon, they do sing. And they have, been on a couple shows, performing and everything, opening up for a couple artists or whatever. But Trey is very much into women. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because to be honest, when I think about somebody who, is feminine or whatever, I think about the artist Prince. Prince, his whole years, he had several women in his life. And everybody did not question him liking women or nothing. And even his style of dress was very much feminine. And I don't think Armon or Trey or anything like Prince. But Prince was known as a man. People assumed him as a man. And some of the hardest of rappers, singers will watch Prince. So that, is a guy who has feminine characteristics. And sometimes it could deal with how you're just raised or basically just how you carry yourself. And I feel like, maybe he was just sheltered a little bit. But he definitely, I feel, likes women. I don't feel like, he's anything wrong with them or whatever. So the reason I just made this video is because I don't even realize if a lot of people realize that he wasn't even talking about Trey. He was talking about, he wasn't talking about Armon. He was talking about Trey. And he did, on one of his videos, he was like, oh. And it was like when he realized his mistake when he was on his podcast and he was going through talking about him. He was looking the group name up, and he said Armon and Trey, that's what they go by, right? And he was like, oh, it's two of them. And he was like, he had made a comment basically saying, and he was basically letting people know that he got them mixed up. But I think a lot of people miss that. So a lot of people going around thinking like, oh, he's talking about Amon's feminine, Armon is acting like that or whatever. Even though Trey and Armon, like I said, I don't feel like, or feminine, I just feel like maybe they're, like I said, Trey needs to be more in touch with his feminine side. Like, he's very soft-spoken, he's chill, he's this and he's that. So a lot of people, including the shade room, different places, have made comments about, Armon being, thought that he was feminine acting or whatever, or he acts more feminine than Reginae, and Reginae basically said that, she ignores comments or whatever. So that's basically it. I think Trey is a, strong person, strong man, and he's going to continue to be a man who is into women, looking for women. He wants a family, he wanted to settle down, all that. Armon, as a matter of fact, speaking of Armon and Trey, Armon and Reginae, it just really blew my mind how fast Armon and Reginae kicked it off. It seems like a lot of people are talking like, oh, they're moving too fast, and maybe it's not what it is. But I really feel like he really does like Reginae, and I'm happy for them. I hope that they continue to go far, do well, or whatever. And I'm glad that Trey is proud of who he is, and he don't have to feel like he owes anybody any explanation. He just does him. Armon does him. And they're not really concerned about how people take it. And maybe that's why, because if you do remember, the first person who had commented on DJ's Akademiks was Trey. Trey was on a rant in his car, and he was talking about the comments that DJ Akademiks had made. And I was trying to figure out why was he so crunk, and he was literally talking real crazy about DJ Akademiks. But maybe it's because he already knew who he was talking about, or maybe it was because he just got tired of people associating that even with him, the word, feminine. But at the end of the day, there's plenty of men who can be in touch with their feminine side and definitely be not gay, definitely into women. And yeah, I feel like he's in touch with, keeping himself looking a certain way. He dresses real nice. He takes care of his skin. He has a skincare line or whatever. But do I think he's a man? Yes, I do think he's a man. And you really do kind of got to be careful when you start, putting labels. But it's just like, you're trying to describe somebody. It's not nothing personal. It's just like, okay, I'm trying to describe. Just like you were trying to describe Prince. What would you say about Prince? You would say, okay, he's kind of in touch with his feminine side. So when I think about Trey, I think about Prince. And a lot of people respected Prince. And it's the same situation. And, but at the same time, we consider Prince a man and we respected him. So Trey deserves the same amount of respect or whatever in his situation. He's, just more in touch with his softer side. And I don't feel like you got to be a thug to be a man. I don't feel like you got to be all gangster raw to be a man, because to be honest, it's plenty of thugs that I wouldn't even consider a man. So when you think about men, there's men come in different layers, just like women sometimes are considered to be masculine. And when you see a woman that's too loud, a woman that's too aggressive, you're like, oh, she's kind of masculine. So saying a man is feminine is not really too much of a bad thing, because there's plenty of women that you see out there that you would consider masculine. And some women claim that they have male members, like they're like, suck my, and stuff like that. So it's just more of a masculine trait. It doesn't mean that these women are men or these women or whatever. It's just that women have tried to keep up an equal playing field with men, and in doing that, they have acquired a lot of masculine tendencies as well. And it just so happened that I guess, maybe Trey has, haven't had to struggle in his life, and so he just really has acquired a softer side of him. That he is often portrayed in a bad light because people don't know him. But, maybe he's just a real chill person. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with Trey. I don't think there's nothing wrong with Armon. I do think that they're both men. And I even think Armon is touching his feminine side. But when you're speaking of, he's more feminine than Reginae, no, I definitely wouldn't say that. I feel like Reginae does make him smile, does make him happy, and he makes her happy. So he probably is a lot more giddy and bubbly than he normally is because he's had a rough year, rough time. And now he's in love. Now he's seemed to find love. So, I don't know. I just feel like I just wanted to make that point because I don't know if a lot of people knew that he wasn't even talking about Armon. He got them mixed up. Did you know that? Let me know down below if you knew that DJ Akademiks was talking about Trey instead of Armon, because I don't think a lot of people knew that. But both of them are masculine men. I just wanted to put that out there. Well, we came to the end of another amazing production. But we out this piece. Until next time, make sure you like if you liked any part of this video. And definitely comment down below so I can know what you think about what we discussed here on today. Feel free to share if you feel like you want to let somebody else know the tea or the allegedly. Yeah. And join the fam bam, because you lit. And we like you up in this bit permanently. And subscribe, because you such a motherfucking vibe. We out.